Hello, I want to welcome everyone to a new episode of On Cloud 9, which is a series where Sierra-Cedar clients answer 9 questions related to their implementation of the Oracle Cloud applications. I'm Garth Carter, and I'm the Higher Education Practice Leader at Sierra-Cedar. Today it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. William Hudson, who is the Vice President for Student Affairs at Florida A&M University, which is located in Tallahassee, Florida. Dr. Hudson, thank you for being my guest on Cloud 9.
My pleasure. Great to be here.
I look forward to running through these questions and really hearing your input on FAMU's cloud journey and some of the key goals and objectives you had in this initiative, some of the benefits that have been received both by the university as well as your students and their families. And also hearing a little bit about some of the lessons learned along the way that you can share with others. So if you're ready, we'll jump in and get started.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. First question would be if just asking you to tell us a little bit about FAMU and your school's history.
Well, FAMU was established on October 3rd, 1887. It is the only public HBCU in the state of Florida and one of the 13 public institutions in the state of Florida as well. We have approximately 10,000 students. About 60% of our students receive Pell, and over 85% of our students receive financial aid in some shape or form. The average income of our families are below $40,000, $45,000 and below. And so we have a population that truly has economic need to be able to enter college and complete college. And so we focus on our recruitment, retention, progression, and graduation of students. We do a very good job. Some of our well-known graduates are John Thompson, chairman of Microsoft, Will Packer. He is a film producer of multi-billion-dollar films in the film industry. Common, rapper, actor. Michelle Snowden, the first female Ph.D. from MIT in physics. And so we have a lot of notable alumni that have come from our institution.
Appreciate that. And having spent some time with you and others from the leadership team at FAMU, I know you're also extremely proud of that marching band of yours Absolutely. At FAMU.
The Marching 100, world-renowned Marching 100.
So tell me a little bit about Florida A&M. You decided to migrate from your PeopleSoft Campus Solutions financial aid system to Oracle's modern cloud-based student financial planning. What drove that decision for you and the FAMU organization?
Well, with the ever-arching need to improve our business processes and our service excellence to our students, we were looking for a way to maximize technology and our processing of financial aid. We wanted to get away from pushing a lot of paper. We want to have accountability for our staff, and we wanted to provide service excellence to our students to get them their financial aid in the most expeditious manner as possible. And so we looked at several platforms, and we went with the Oracle platform because of what it was described to be able to do for us.
Perfect. If I recall correctly, you did a assessment of best practices and services, and I recall you sharing with me you looked at Disney as a best practice model, and oftentimes working in higher education, as long as I have, clients look at other peer institutions, and I thought it was interesting that you looked at Disney's model.
Absolutely. Disney has a great service excellence model. And if you look at some of the others, Walmart, Publix, they automated a lot of their processes in the store so that people don't have to stand in lines. And so that's what we want to do, to remove people from standing in line to get financial aid or to ask questions, and put everything in the virtual background or in the virtual realm so that electronically parents and students can go on and check accounts, what their awards are, when the funds will disperse, and other information that they may require.
Yeah. Dr. Hudson, I want to shift gears and talk a little bit about some of your key objectives. And, you know, you've been now running the Oracle Student Financial Planning solution for, I believe you're in the third aid year of using that solution. And curious about some of those key objectives and have they been met? And I know in the past conversations we've had together, you've discussed social mobility and what that means to your students. So I'd love for you to share some of those objectives.
Okay. Well, we have many objectives. Some have been met, some have not, but we continue to say that we're a work in progress. And so we work on a system of performance-based funding in the state of Florida. And so that would include retention, progression, graduation, programs of strategic emphasis, and student employment. And so financial aid has a significant impact on all of those areas because without the funding, students have to work. They can't focus on school. They're not able to get their books. They're not able to get their supplies, and they're not able to live. And so our goal was to make an expedited process for financial aid, the ability for parents and students to sign documents and submit online so that we can track, but also communicate with parents and students via email and other technology to be sure that information is out there. And so with those items, the other process is to include the time to delivery of financial aid through grants, loans, scholarships. We want to make sure that we're efficient and effective in getting that information out.
Appreciate that. What would be I guess looking at streamlining the financial aid processing, have you seen any benefits since the adoption of Oracle Student Financial Planning?
Absolutely. Parents and students have access to view everything online, and they can also submit documents online so that we can tell them when they were submitted, if they were submitted correctly, and then communicate with the students on what else or subsequent information is needed. So it's helped in that aspect. It's also helped with processing of financial aid in a timely manner. We're getting our financial aid out to our students quicker than we have in the past, and we really appreciate those avenues.
What would you consider the biggest revelation or the takeaway from this project that you and others at FAMU discovered?
That technology changes everything. Increasing your access to technology means a lot in a changing dynamic world where technology changes daily, if not weekly. And so you have to be on the cutting edge to make sure that you're not going to miss out on a lot of the benefits that technology gets. I think this was a good move. I think that we're making strides in the right direction. I hope that we're going to continue to improve.
Appreciate that. Let's. I'm gonna throw in a few fun questions for you. So, if you had to choose a song that best describes your journey in deploying SFP, what would that song be?
If I had to think of a song to deploy in the deployment of SFP, We Are One.
All right.
By Frankie Beverly and Mays, because one of the things that I learned is that financial aid is impacted by everyone. And so in looking at implementing this program, one of the areas that if I had to do it over again, that I would do differently is bringing student accounts and the registrar in earlier before implementation to see what impact what they do is going to have and what impact financial aid has in the disbursement of funds. Also, running parallel programs as opposed to getting rid of the program altogether, running them parallel until we get the kinks out. And so I think that that's a good song that I will go with. And then knowing that we have to partner with Sierra-Cedar as well as Oracle to work together to make sure that we operate at the highest level with this platform.
I appreciate that. We are one, because I think you hit it. Many people look at this as the replacement of Campus Solutions financial aid. Or in the case of many of our other customers, it might be something like ProSam or another standalone financial aid solution they've used for many years. But in reality, financial aid, as you said, it touches every aspect and every other system that you use from a student system perspective. And it is, when we look at the end-to-end processes, it will impact um, the payments made by the students all the way through to admissions. So looking at it holistically is extremely important.
Absolutely.
All right, another fun question. What can you tell me about a gentleman by the name of Jake Gaither, who I understand was a football coach at FAMU a few years ago?
Absolutely. One of the most brilliant minds in college football ever. Many people don't know, but Jake Gaither won national championships at Florida A&M. But he also, over the summers, other coaches from Bear Bryant to Joe Paterno to Bobby Bowden would come to his summer camps to learn how to coach these specific athletes and also how to develop plans and offensive techniques to get the most out of the players, but also to compete. And so a lot of people don't hear about that, but he was one of the greatest minds in college sports and college football.
I'm a big college football fan, and I will tell you, I did my homework, and the man has a better winning percentage than every other coach you just rattled off, to Bear Bryant, to Woody Hayes, to Bo Schembechler, some of the famous names. That man has a better winning percentage.
Right. And he
All
has
right.
pictures. There are pictures floating around where they were on campus and talking with him about that. So if you're fortunate in the Black archives here on campus, you may be able to view some of those great historical pictures.
All right. When the next time I'm back in Tallahassee, I'm going to look it up.
I'll take you over there.
All right. If you could go back in time, give yourself and the FAMU project team advice during your project kickoff meeting, what would it be?
Just to take your time, explore every angle, look at every possible outcome that may impact your students and impact your staff to get the system up and going at the optimal level. Look at what are the workarounds. Look at how it interfaces with student accounts as well as with the registrar, and what are some of the issues that may hinder you from being able to disperse. And so that's what I would look at if I were to look back and say, okay, this is what I would do different.
Great advice. Now for the final question. Has FAMU seen any tangible benefits from your move to SFP? Anything been completed, improvements? You mentioned awarding aid faster to students, and going back to your comment earlier about 60% of your students being Pell eligible, I have to believe that the sooner aid is awarded, it allows them to confidently know, yes, I have the means to return to campus, or explain to mom and dad, yes, I can, as you said earlier, retention rate of your students and persistence to a degree is important to all schools across the state of Florida. But even more important, I think, when you've got as many students as you do, depending upon aid. But again, just any tangible benefits that you have.
Well, I think it's been a tangible benefit for our business processes to really take a look at those and see how we can improve them. And we have, and then we're getting aid out to students quicker, particularly also between our law school and our graduate schools, improving those business processes as well that don't really reside in financial aid, but we do have a part in making sure those students receive their funds. And so I think that's tangible evidence of the benefits of the SFP program.
Wonderful. Dr. Hudson, it's been my pleasure. I appreciate you joining us. And on behalf of Sierra-Cedar, I want to thank you for joining our On Cloud 9 series. You have been, both FAMU as well as you personally, have been a great partner to us at Sierra-Cedar. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to share insight at any time. I appreciate everything you guys are doing.
All right. Take care.
Take care. Thank you.